All right.
All right.
Something with beer.
Yes.
Irgendwas mit Bier, I have to say it in German as well. It was a German cast at the beginning. So, we're here with Jessica and Jerelyn
Hi.
at M.Special Brewery,
Yeah, brew company.
in Santa Barbara. You want to tell us a little bit about this place where we are while I get the first beer out of my bag?
Absolutely. So this is our second location. We brew out in Goleta, which is near the UC Santa Barbara campus. We opened up in 2015. Is that correct? And our owner Josh and his other co-owners thought they would open up a State Street location just to kind of have some beers grow to the tourism that we have, get here on State Street. And so we opened up a second tasting room, if you will, and that's where we're shooting today. So it's a little bit more quieter than our brewery location because we're under construction right now. We're going to be adding 4 more fermenters to our cellar within probably the next month. So we're a little under construction at the brewery at
What is it that you
moment.
do here?
I'm an assistant brewer, so I do anything from cleaning kegs to filling kegs and helping with
There's a lot of cleaning, no?
lots of cleaning. It's probably like 90% cleaning.
And what's your connection to beer?
My connection to beer is I worked in the craft beer industry here in Santa Barbara for almost 10 years, doing mostly sales and distribution, operations. I did some front of house, did some back of house, did some marketing, did all kinds of stuff. So I've kind of gone all over the place. I've not been a brewer, but I've met Jess through the industry, so that's how we know each other.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So let's kick this off with a German beer. Except one, all of beers are German today. This is by a company called Krombacher. They are the 5th biggest brewery in Germany. And according to Wikipedia, they make 1 million liters a day, a weekday, which I find remarkable. Just the thought of getting 1 million liters a day out of the company, the logistics behind
Yeah,
it.
that's a lot.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
And I'm going to show you the brewer in a second. I've been dying for a beer all day.
I know.
This is nice. So this beer is the brewer's first own recipe, because Krombacher, you may know it, it's a very big beer, and they're sponsor of the German Bundesliga, and they're a really big company. And they have their classic beer, and this young fella made this beer.
Young fella.
He is a young fella. I think he said he was 32. It's his own creation, and it's a Helles.
Okay.
You know what a Helles is?
Yes.
Well, good. Then you can explain it to me, because I don't.
Okay, so now I feel really under the gun with the hell.
It's a German lager.
Yep.
Yes.
It is got a bit more of a biscuity taste for me than normal German lagers do. A Helles lager,
This one or Helles in general?
Helles in general.
Biscuity, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's going to come from the yeast. I can't remember what yeast they use for Helles. We haven't brewed any Pilsners or lager, like German-style lagers
What's
yet.
the difference between a Pilsner and a lager?
Yeast. Really, I mean, for a lager, you're going to have, I'm speaking from our lager is Pilsner malt, and then we use American lager yeast.
Okay.
And then for German styles is going to be Pilsner malt and
Noble hops.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
But the Czech Pilsner is
Is it
a
Czech?
lot more bitter than a German Pilsner.
right. So it's going to have more.
Oh, we have a
peppery
bitter
sauce
Pilsner
hops.
coming up, though.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer a Czech Pilsner myself. It's also
So what do you think
travel
about
a
this
bit,
one?
But
I
I
like
like
it.
it a lot. It's
light. It's got enough I like the body to it. It's yeah, it's got like that biscuity finish a little bit, which I like.
I could crush a liter of this really quickly.
Same
Down
here.
the hatch,
It's a
let's
shame
go.
that this bottle is so
Down
small.
the
And also, they're not saying anything on the bottle about what they have put in. Obviously, it's Reinheitsgebot, German purity law. So, malt, hops, extract, and water. That's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah,
No
it's very
tangerine.
tasty.
No tangerine.
Yeah. Yeah, no other flavors added to it. It's great. I mean, this is a really good beer.
Yeah.
Definitely something you drink on a summer day.
All right, I'm gonna close it by saying,
Okay.
Krombacher, well done. All right, round two
Round two.
of a few. Heldenbräu, another Helles. Two things I love about this product. First of all, the brewmaster, the head brewer of this beer and this beer are friends, and they come from very close by villages, so to speak. This is the young gentleman, and he makes beer in, I'm going to say 500 liter, what do you call them?
Like batches or barrels.
Batches, thank you very
Yes.
much, barrels. And maybe twice a month. So he's probably the smallest
smaller
brewer
barrels.
I have seen or visited in a long time. And I just love the fact that this guy, who's the fifth biggest brewery, and this guy are friends. And he also told me that he sometimes comes by when he brews at home and borrows parts or helps him fix his stuff. So this beer is from the smallest possible brewery.
I'm
Well,
excited
it could be
about
smaller
this.
by, if you make 20
Yeah.
liters yourself, but.
Okay, so he's on a very small brew system, so like
Correct.
4-barrel brew system.
And
right?
it used to
like
be
a pub style.
It's like
it's
a
got it from a
pilot
farm.
system.
It used to be a milking
Yeah.
situation. I don't know what it is.
Okay, well
But
then this is
anyway,
a treat. I'm excited.
Heldenbräu.
Thank
Yes,
you.
this is-
Cheers.
And he's actually a teacher during most of the time and a brewer in his
Okay.
spare time.
Just wow. Wow, man. Many talents.
It's very different from that one.
Yeah. I like it. This seems to have, if you
It's-
ask me, more body. No?
It's on the savory side even.
Yeah. Like this is kind of like crisper in a way, but not like.
I
can't
do
put my finger
realize,
on it.
we do
That-
realize it's a little unfiltered to compare
I
like
know.
$1 million enterprise with
Absolutely. But I do
$1
like this. I'm
enterprise.
surprised. I mean, compared
I
to the
think it's
color
cool.
too, like you're.
Unfiltered.
Yeah.
I think it's
wonder-
cool. It's much more like grassy vegetal, but not vegetable. Like plant-like lush.
Yeah. I mean, I really like it.
I like the bitterness on the finish too of this.
Yeah, and it's another one that's really, really drinkable, no?
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is.
one we could just order the next one.
I like it because it's like really, I don't know. I mean, unconventional.
Is it? In what way?
Like the unfiltered component of it, the fact that it does have like kind of a bit of an earthier
Is it that earthy,
depth
though?
to it. I think it is. Yeah. I mean, I get a little bit of like a savory note on the mid notes of it.
It's a nice beer.
It is nice.
Heldenbräu.
I could also drink a lot of this.
Yeah. I mean, because this is a Helles as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
I
the
don't think it
contrast
says
between
anything
the
on it. Let's see.
two is
Water, malt, hops, yeast.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
For
think
some
that's
reason,
perhaps with the hops too. I mean, it gets a
I'm a
little
fan of hoppy
experimental.
beers.
You are?
You are.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think it's because I grew up with pills, and
Yeah.
there was nothing else.
See, we're the opposite.
Yeah, we grew with
Basically,
IPA.
my
Pale Ale.
dad has never bought anything but Krombacher. Not this one because it's brand new, but the classic Krombacher. I have never had anything but Krombacher in my youth. Yeah, Warsteiner maybe, but Pils. So when I discovered the craft beer scene, which by the way I discovered in 2012 in Eureka, California, up north. So they got me a tasting tray with mango, tangerine, and things in it. I was like, what the fuck? But it was interesting. I was not opposed, but surprised. In 2012, I'd not had a beer in Germany that didn't have that. When I had my first Sierra Nevada, I honestly thought it was a mistake.
The
Really?
pale ale. The pale
The
ale?
IPA or the pale ale, I can't remember. I was like, who needs this?
Pale ale is my go-to beer.
Yep.
Sierra Nevada
No, I
pale
like
ale
it.
is
That
my
is, like,
go-to beer.
definitely
that is what
the-
I always have in my fridge.
I think that's like the first beer that really got me into like craft beer.
Round two, Heldenbräu. Just a short word. I love the name.
I like this a lot.
Because
I do too.
Helden means heroes, and you think if you speak German, you think, okay, this is a heroic beer. But the little village where he's from, I'm guessing Helden may have 800 inhabitants. Is a village called Helden, and his good beer is obviously called Heldenbräu because it is from there. Moving on, we are now in North Germany. We're at a place called Jever. which comes out of the town of Jever. So town and beer have the same spelling, but two different pronunciations, because the marketing department didn't think that the Germans would know that if you don't know anything about the town, you would just go Jever. But they're called Jever, but no one knows that. So they changed the name of the beer to Jever, although it is from Jever.
Okay.
Jever is still privately owned since 1888 or something.
What?
I'm not going to say much about it beforehand, because you can just try it. It's a very known brand as well.
Oh, you chipped yourself.
Yeah, and they're very small bottles. And again,
And very green bottles.
Reinheitsgebot. I'm not sure that if we have any beers that aren't Reinheitsgebot, but we'll see. So it was bottled the week I was in the factory or in the brewery in March, April. So it's not old. So, thoughts? Have you tried yet?
It's
Cheers.
light struck a bit, but that's the green bottle. But that's
Oh, is it? It has been in darkness the whole time. Only when I
you can
opened the
still
fridge.
smell it though.
Yeah, you get that like skunky kind of smell from
Yeah.
it. That comes from it, the light
The
from
wrong
getting,
color of the bottles?
not the
I mean,
wrong
it's intentional
color.
if they
Yeah.
chose the bottle for it. That's
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
It gives it like a little bit of a skunky smell, but it doesn't. To me,
Well, it's definitely not a Helles,
no.
because it's quite bitter.
I like it. I think it still has a little bit of like like still that crackery kind of bready finish to it, but a little bit more bitter.
There's something like burnt sugar about it on the back
Burnt
end.
sugar, hang on. In the taste or in the smell?
In the taste after. People know me for this in like the beer world, that I come up like
Burnt sugar.
This is why I
with
invited
weird-
you.
Yeah. Okay, burnt
weird
sugar.
things.
I know I'm always trying to like
My-
taste it after she describes stuff. I'm trying to make that taste happen.
Sensitive
that
taste
something
is
you can
it's
learn?
very sensitive. So I've always had sensitive smell and taste. I have trained myself to know the like tasting wheel, especially when I worked in the wine industry, and knowing like where to identify those flavors and like where they lie in the wheel of flavors. But I also
Not
have a
getting
very
burnt
sensitive palate.
So tell me about the wheel of flavors. Being a photographer, director, I know the wheel of colors. So what's top, what's bottom?
Well, obviously you have your tastes of like sweet, sour, salty, umami, and bitterness. But if you're looking at like, and you'll see this in a lot of like wine training books. I mean, it's becoming more prevalent with like Cicerone training and things like that in the American beer industry. But there are wheels of flavor where it's like floral, and a lot of these will be like hops will like fall in one wheel, and then like malts will fall in another wheel, etc. And then obviously like the sweetness profile of it, but the wheel will be like floral, vegetal. Then you get to like earthy, like woodsy, and then you come back around, and I mean, I can't think of the other one. I gotta have a book in front of me.
I can't help you.
You're gonna-
No, I mean, you get things
Red,
that are like
green,
mossy,
blue.
or you get things that are like, they smell like a fresh lily or honeysuckle. And there is such a difference between those two flowers.
And that's all on the wheel of, what's it?
You can
Wheel
look
of-
at like flavor wheels specifically
wheel.
for like
Do
wine
that.
tasting and beer tasting. And so it would be nice to have one in front of you when you're tasting, because you can
Yeah.
identify it. And so if you do it enough times, you start to identify these strange things inside of the beer.
Okay, Jever. You guys like
I
it,
like
right?
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
I like
is
the
where I
bitterness
say
on
like
it.
that light struck, it's like appropriate. You know, there is an intention about it. And like you would have an American beer made this way, and we would see that bottle as American, like there's American beer nerds who would look at that and be like, I want to taste that. It's in a green bottle.
Rolling Rock.
You know? Exactly. Well, yeah, but like the beer nerds aren't going to do that. They're
Rolling
not
Rock?
going to touch
No
it.
light interference.
Yeah, Rolling Rock does it on purpose. I mean, Heineken does it on purpose too.
Rolling Rock. In a minute.
Rolling Rock since college. It's probably been like 15 years
so
since I've had a Rolling
good.
Rock.
Is it
What
a
is
college
Rolling Rock
beer?
an extra pale ale? Or is it a pale ale, technically? Or specialty ale? What is Rolling Rock?
I don't know
It is?
what it is.
I know it's just a lager.
I think it's just a lager, but I'm not sure.
We are moving on
Just dump it on
to
top of it.
smaller breweries. This gentleman, Ian Pyle, brews at this brewery, Ratsherrn, which is where my son currently is working, but he's stopping very soon. He's moving somewhere else.
What does your son do at
He's
that
a
brewery?
brewer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a brewer.
Wow.
He learned in a very small brewery, like a one-man operation, craft, and then he moved here. I'm not sure how many people work there, 20 maybe, I don't know.
Oh, wow. In the back, like in the...
Yeah, he's a brewer,
Yeah.
and they work, I believe, in 2 or 3 shifts even.
Okay.
But it's a lot smaller than the others. This is their dry hopped. I'm very certain it's a Reinheitsgebot again. Oh, I wish I could read that. Can you read that for me, please? To give away my age.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
interesting.
Oh, my eyes.
So this is a Pilsner with Saphir. I'm assuming that would be the English version of that, or is Saphir a hop?
What's it say on the
Citra and
left? Doesn't it
Simcoe.
say hops?
So
Yeah,
Citra, Simcoe, and Saphira?
Saphira, maybe? Yeah, Citra and Simcoe, and then it's got Pilsner malt and Cara Pils. So I do appreciate that on the side of the label, and I'm sure a lot of other Germans appreciate right here. I like this. It goes from traditional to modern, and it tells you where it lies, like in the
Okay.
line there.
So it's very much at the modern end.
Yeah.
Probably because it's a dry hopped Pilsner, I'm assuming.
This smells so much like a German beer trying to taste like an American beer.
Oh, boy.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's just, this is what I have found, like every time I have traveled in Germany and France too, like the hoppy beers are so different than the hoppy beers here.
Apparently goes well with grilled chicken.
I mean, we use Citra and Simcoe a lot, obviously in the US too. But it still has that German smell to it. Gosh, the bitterness balance on that is so nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you know a German made it. Not,
Well, he's
Yeah,
actually
because-
English. He's
well-
actually English, the brewmaster, but
oh, that's true.
Off the nose, it's like really intense. You're like, oh man, this is gonna be really bitter.
Yeah.
Like really, like from smell, but
Well, it's
No,
not.
because it smells so dry.
it's so
hop.
nice and yeah.
It has
And
become
that's-
my go-to everyday home beer, so to speak.
The bittering hops on this are quite light. The dry
Right.
hops are what we're smelling.
And I think it's kind of changing.
heavy.
I feel like there's been like a trend with hoppy beers, especially in the U.S. Is we kind of got hoppy, and then it got a little bit more floral, but then all the beers started becoming insanely hoppy, and then floral, and then hazy started taking off, and that has become a whole other
I love hazy.
trend. But for a while, like I loved IPA. I mean, I love IPAs, and that's what got me into craft beer. But I feel like it just kind of over the recent couple of years, they've been so bitter that I can't enjoy drinking them.
Right.
Because they're just the bittering hops. It's just too intense. But now I think it's kind of coming back down. I feel like we're getting better into
I've
dry
had some
hopping,
really bitter ones
less
over here.
bittering hops. But like Stone Brewing, for example, is really well known for extremely bitter beer. That's just. And
I just had a
that
couple
trend
of Stone
really
the other
took
day,
off.
and I was like, whew.
I know, and they do make some good stuff, but they are just known, and that's kind of what drove the trend, I feel like.
It's
here.
very San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Carl Strauss was like the originator of that style in San Diego, and then Stone and Pizza Port were
And
pretty
Stone is
soon
from
after.
San Diego?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're from North County, San Diego.
Okay.
I did work for them for a little while.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I
Yeah,
could have sworn you worked for
Arrogant
Stone.
Bastard was like my first craft beer I ever had, and I loved it.
Great name.
But then it got like insanely bitter. Where you're
It's
like,
always
I
been
can't
insanely
even-
bitter.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't had it in a long time, but
be good to try it again. I haven't had it in years either.
yeah, we should get a bottle and try it.
So,
So,
any final words on Ratsherrn dry hopped Pilsner?
A very lovely dry hopped Pilsner.
I really like this style because I feel like it's got German integrity to it, but it's featuring dry hopping, which if you had an American brewery making this beer, it would be way more bitter,
Yeah.
way more dank. I also
Yeah.
appreciate that this bottle has been reused several times,
Yep.
you can tell. That's something that I really wish the US would adopt, and they don't.
Well, you know, we
yeah.
have a deposit
Yep.
system.
Yeah,
But
I
he
mean, I
did-
think it's a lovely
Allegedly,
beer,
we do
yeah.
in California.
He did
but-
make sure to grab it on, because I visited him in March and he said, nope, you tell me when you fly and 5 days before you fly, I'm going to get your beer out of the production. So this was bottled on the 25th of April.
Okay. Wow. Lovely.
He wanted to make sure that I don't give you an old one.
I like this style. Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Berliner Weisse is classically a sour beer. Most people don't know in Germany because they drink it with syrup. They put raspberry syrup or something syrup in it, or green.
Wormwood, right?
Yeah.
Or
Woodruff.
Woodruff, that's it, yeah.
Woodruff syrup in it. And that's
To
make it sweet. Probably why a lot of people think when you have this, wow, sour, how's this the Berliner Weisse? Because it doesn't have the syrup in it.
I prefer it without. That smells really good.
oh wow.
It's funny
Don't have much
thinking
left. There
about
you go.
that can is like a funny size to see in the US.
Oh yeah,
is
it's
it-
a
what is
regular, well, it says 11.2
ounces.
I think it's a regular 0.33 liter German can,
Yeah.
no? Yeah.
It's just like a slightly smaller.
Yeah, it's like about an ounce less because it's
So, brewed in can in Berlin, our original Berliner Weisse is served ice cold and straight up, the perfect companion on a hot summer's day. Yeah. I don't know if it's a hot summer's day, but it's
Not anymore. Now that we're in the shade.
yeah. But it was a nice day. It was probably the first nice day since I got here 8 weeks ago.
Yes, and cheers to that.
Yeah.
And to our summer finally happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's very tasty.
That is sour.
That's really good.
That's sour.
Sours are hit and miss for me. I'm not a big sour person.
I like kettle sours. And I like lambics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
you don't
I
like,
can understand that.
If they get too acidic, it's hard. It's heartburn central.
Yeah.
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 That's the thing.
This
It's
is
just very
this
acidic.
is like exactly how I like it.
Yeah. That's
'Cause
nice.
It's refreshing.
Okay, BRLO.
Very low.
It's good, huh?
Like it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I like their pale ale.
Me too.
Yeah, that's I think my favorite beer that I drank the most when I was in Berlin for the few weeks I was
We
there.
need to wait
and
for the
then-
beer police to go by.
I drank the pale ale the most when I was there. Yeah, so well done. Love that beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a beer you make. It's an
Yes.
M.Special
Yes.
tangerine ale.
So it's a blonde ale that we infuse with tangerine extract. So not, how do you say it in German?
Reinheitsgebot.
Reinheitsgebot?
Reinheitsgebot.
So it's not even American
No, it's not
Reinheitsgebot?
Reinheitsgebot because it does have the tangerine.
Yes, because we
extract
do
in it.
use tangerine extract in that, unfortunately. So
And I know it's made with California 001 yeast. I do know
yes,
that.
an ale. Yes, so it's made with ale yeast.
Prost.
Because it's where our brewery location is, we're very close to UCSB, which is college campus. So I think they wanted to make a lighter, crushable beer that appeals to kind of the younger drinking crowd. We have plenty of other styles, but this is like one of definitely our flagship and most popular beers. That, and then we also have a grapefruit IPA that's very popular, and it's called the G-Town. Send you home with some, but the infused beers, people are loving it. Personally, not my favorite.
Personally, I'm Reinheitsgebot about my
Reinheitsgebot.
beer.
Okay.
I will actually say this batch is very lovely because this
'cause
conditioned
there's a lot.
for a long time. No, this was.
I feel like there's a lot more tangerine in this though than is typical.
well, sometimes
It
it's
almost
rough.
tastes like it's not even a
Sometimes
beer.
we're as rushed.
It tastes like a lemonade.
Yeah, it's very light. It's very like if you're not a beer drinker, this
It's
is the
kind of
beer
like
for
a
you.
Radler or like a
Yeah.
shandy or something.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people like it. I think
Yeah.
because it's not so like hoppy and bitter. It's just a blonde ale with tangerine.
Sudden Death Brewing out of Lübeck, North Germany. The people who founded it love hockey, so they called it Sudden Death. This gentleman here previously worked at Beavertown, London, and I'm sure he worked somewhere else. I think he was
They
Canadian,
etched
he
their
said.
tanks. They etched the tanks.
That's a very good looking setup, I think.
So, well, I'm curious because those kind of look like some 90 barrels and then 30 barrels, but that's in barrels and not in liters.
But
so,
then, no, those look even smaller.
you think so? Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's a guy, 6 foot.
oh,
Yeah, your 30 barrels are like higher than that, aren't they?
maybe they're 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So smaller than M.Special probably. But
So-
not by much.
Yeah.
He gave me Welcome Back Freaks, Sudden Death Brewing, double dry hopped IPA.
Maybe he'll go to Salem with us.
The brewer. His place.
You think this brewer would join us
I
in our
will-
witch hunt?
I will ask
Oh,
him.
it's a hazy, y'all. Here it comes.
I can,
This guy
yeah.
loves hazies.
I
I'm
can
not.
totally ask him.
Please ask him.
What is his name?
Oh, this is a very good question.
Oh no, it's in his notes. Show notes.
It's in the show notes.
I just don't want him to be offended if I don't like this. Hazy
Okay.
IPAs.
I'll give you some more.
Oh man.
It's hard.
Same.
They're a struggle for me.
Same?
Same.
They're a struggle.
They're either like They're like juice bombs.
6.3%.
I just don't.
This does not smell like an American hazy IPA.
Okay.
Though. So
Oh no, not at all.
I wish
Not
I
at
could-
all.
I wish I had my glasses. Can I pass you this?
Jerelyn.
what do you want me to say?
I don't know. Does it say anything about what's in it? Except, does anything in English on there?
Okay, so barley malt, oat malt, wheat malt, oats, rye malt. See, this is interesting to me because I feel like rye is not used that often anymore in American beer.
Right.
And
No,
I
hardly. I love ryes.
like rye IPAs and rye
Yes.
ales. And then it says hops yeast. It doesn't say what kind of hops on there. Come visit our brewery. Facebook, Untapped.
They have great pizza at that brewery.
The label's cool.
Great. Yeah, it's a good looking
Whoever
brewery.
designed this color theory is beautiful.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look.
Like
I'm gonna shut up.
This does not taste like an American hazy.
I can't even identify that smell. That's like
It's a
it's
green
not
olive.
smoky.
Green olive.
Yeah. Right?
You went to describing school.
Oh yeah,
Green olive.
like a martini.
Told you.
You know, you've ever like a dirty martini.
Shaken?
Not stirred. Duh.
Let me try
That's
it.
probably
Green
whatever
olive.
else that they're using in it.
Okay, so
It's weirdly bitter
not
for a.
not a traditional
No.
American hazy.
Is there such a thing though?
No, but traditionally they're very juicy. They're very like you get like that guava. You get that like
They
just
have
juice
changed.
punch to the,
They've changed a lot.
and they get kind of like a little like dank.
Funky, like sweaty socks, like gin.
Yeah, which is a really
Which is
weird.
why I don't usually
Yeah.
like them. I don't get that off this at all.
No, it literally
There's no
tastes.
sweaty
it's like
socks here, right? No.
yeah, I get that like all like a dirty martini, but
It's a little savory, but it's not like dank. And that again is like probably
How do
attributed
you
to
spell
the
dink?
dank.
Dank.
D-A-N-K.
Dank. Okay.
Yeah.
dank, bro.
Dink. Like probably came from like I think it came from like when
so
like
dank, bro.
beer would like smell like weed.
Yeah,
Like
yes.
California beer would like smell like
Yeah,
weed.
you always smoke. Yeah, smoke a bunch of weed. You get that like
yeah.
dinky
I
smell.
mean, I think that's like
that
kinda where the
skunky, like kind of skunky
descriptor
smell.
came from.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
not hazy people.
I'm sorry. We are not hazy people, and this also tastes like kind of a dirty martini.
We're bringing the bog.
Let's
bring the
Bach back.
Okay, here's my thing about Box.
Yeah.
I was raised on Shiner Bock, Texan here, and Shiner Bock doesn't taste like a real Bock, but I love Shiner Bock so
It
much.
has like a maltiness to it that I really like, and it's really nice and light. From what I've
curious to taste
experienced
this.
from Shiner Rock, but I've never had it like fresh from Shiner, Texas.
Yeah. Generally speaking, I don't
Oh,
drink a
look
lot of
at
dark
that,
beer.
Jerelyn.
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 That's how my dad says it.
Everyone's like, you put like a weird emphasis on her name. I'm like, I don't know how to say it.
I'm giving you more than her.
Okay.
7.5%.
Whew. She's a big boy.
caramel malt, whatever that means. Red malt.
Here, okay.
Simon, I don't know why we keep
I
trying.
could hold it far, like this
I
far
know.
away with that.
No, now it's too far away. It's only very
All right.
few.
Whoa.
We've got text in here: Amarillo hops and Hallertauer. The malt says Wiener malts.
Oh yeah, so Vienna.
Okay, Vienna malts. Roast malts.
Yeah, roasted.
So just roasted malt and
I don't know if that's a thing, roast malt.
caramel malt.
This almost smell like the smell to me is almost like a barley wine.
Yeah.
So I'm
Dan
sure,
would love this.
I'm sure that Ratsherrn and all the other Hamburg brewers are going to hate me for my explanation because I'm not 100% certain. 6 Hamburg breweries make a bock beer, and you can even buy 6 packs where there's 6 different beers from
I
6
love
different brewers
that.
in it.
I think
And
that's
they do that
so
every
cool.
year.
You know, making beer is like making liquid bread.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of factors, and you have to
Do
be
you have
really.
the same saying, liquid bread? Or
No.
word? Because it's a
Yeah,
saying in
wort
German.
is like liquid bread.
Yeah, because it's a saying in Germany that you go, oh yeah, liquid bread.
Is this
No.
not barrel aged?
I wish I could read anything. No.
And if you can do that without barrel aging a beer,
Hats off. to
hats
you.
off. That's lovely.
Let's see. We're going to cut this part where I need the phone.
The smell on it is
it's
pretty gnarly.
It says Doppelbock
It does?
How
right there.
Oh shit, it does. Double bock, yeah.
Jerelyn was like, I don't want to try any doppelbocks,
No, I know.
and I was like, I'm not in control of what we're trying. I don't know what Simon's bringing.
There is like so much bourbon character in this.
Yeah, I like it though. It's not as sour tasting
Is
to
this
me
maybe
as
your
it-
favorite doppelbock?
Whoa! Pump the brakes,
She doesn't
Jerelyn.
like doppelbocks.
Sure, yeah. It's so interesting because I do really love bourbon, and this has a lot of bourbon character without the bourbon barrel aged
Yeah.
ABV, which would have been almost double this. Like it probably would have been 12.5%.
So this is not barrel aged.
It does not say, and I can't. Well, barrel age
It
takes
cou-
time, no?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean at
And they make it
7.5%,
every
it could
year?
be
8 to 12 months.
No, impossible.
Or more.
Because they make that every year. I don't know.
Hats
And I'm
off,
sure
a
he
little
would.
tiny hats off to you because
sure he
this
would
is
say that.
delicious. This is the dessert beer that I would have. I really like this. It's not super heavy too. Like I feel like I could have a nice glass of this at the end of the day and go right to bed.
It's really not that
or at
heavy. It's
6:30.
really quite light.
At 6:30, I'm going to bed.
Another one from Sudden Death Brewing, Lübeck. And it's a St. Patrick's Day stout, and it says Irish dry stout, 4.5% alcohol. Given to me on the day that oh, yeah, sorry. Shut
I
up.
really like the black lid.
Given
on
to you. No. Okay. It is Reinheitsgebot,
Okay.
Very well said.
meaning it has barley malt, flaked barley, hops, and yeast. It doesn't say the hops. I mean, that's about it. It just looks golden to me, but nice try.
Anyone?
I do really like dry Irish stouts.
So, what is it? I don't think I've ever seen dry on a stout. How is it dry Irish?
I mean, Irish stouts are typically dry.
Oh, they're always
Irish
dry?
stouts.
Okay.
Unless it's a milk stout, but I think milk stout isn't necessarily traditional.
And this is what's fun about like darker beers. I feel like you can.
Well, it's dark in color but light in body, which I really like
Oh,
about
yeah.
dry Irish stouts.
Yeah.
They're some of the most low-calorie beers you can drink, but they're so high in flavor.
I like the smokiness.
This is
There's a little bit of
delicious.
smokiness at the end. I like that.
Burnt rope.
Brisket, burnt ends.
Get a little brisket finish on that.
It's very
Tastes
nice.
a little bit like
very,
a brisket.
Very, yeah. Very drinkable. I like it.
Yeah.
Serving the savage.
This brew.
Easy to drink.
The
really
marketing
easy to
department
drink.
really likes lightning.
What does it say? Lightning?
There's just a lot of lightning and or
There are. There are. Look at all of them. Those are all lightning bolts.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Why use
can see that.
exclamation points when you can have lightning bolts?
Can I get some final words on
I mean,
sudden
this.
death?
I like
It's
it.
funny because I don't
like it a lot.
in Southern California. Like we don't drink a lot of stouts.
Yeah.
Really, unless it's like winter.
And Irish stouts, too, are not as common.
And
I mean, I haven't had a lot of Irish stouts.
Or German stouts?
But I really like them for their dry character. Dry and like light in body, which I really do like.
I've never had a German stout. I think this is my first one.
Well, I mean, technically, this is supposed to be Irish, so.
Well, Irish
Made in
style, but
Germany.
it's German. Like I've never had a German stout before. This is lovely. I love
I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's smoky. It's got a little bit of smokiness to it, a little bit of bite.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Easy to drink too.
Yeah, this is
Interesting,
like
though, because smoky.
So slancha, as the Irish say, slancha.
Oh, you cannot cheers on an empty glass.
No, I can't.
Nope, it's bad luck.
Closing words.
Closing words.
Smoky.
Smokey the Bear.
Dry.
This was Irgendwas mit Bier, Something with Beer. Santa Barbara edition. I'm having a hard time focusing. Santa Barbara edition, drinking German beers with American brewers or beer experts.
Ladies too. This is
And
the
ladies.
first one with ladies.
Yes, this is your first
Totally.
lady episode.
And that is something that my wife has been requesting for a while, and
Okay.
I have been wanting to do for a while. And I loved it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much.
This was really great. All the beers were fantastic. And thanks for letting us try them. This is very amazing.
Anytime German beer comes to me
Yeah.
and I don't have to go to Germany to drink it,
You're
that's
in.
never happened to me before. Like, I love it. You're just curating it at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks again, Simon.
Thank you
This was
so
really
much.
great.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Slancha.
I wish I.
You're just chugging.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
here we go. We'll help you out.
I have much
Slancha, slancha.
smaller glasses than you guys. I don't know if you noticed.
Yep.